Evening, guys. Welcome to Football Brownie. This intro's never been so apt, I tell you. Hope you're all well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, and spreading a love during this pandemic. Because I know someone who needs a bit of loving. It's old Brownie here.
It's Twitter. Twitter needs to stop.
Twitter as well. Anyway, hope you spread love through this pandemic because we all need a little bit of loving. Before we go any further, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Remember, subscription is free. So if you haven't done it yet, then you need. I don't know why. I don't know.
You literally need to because
I know. Anyway, we haven't done a Brownie and Daya show, and tonight we got Nathan as a guest. Yeah. We haven't done it since before the Euros, so hope you are well, guys. You good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Especially according to your Indian friend, I'm meant to be sucking your cock tonight.
Oh God!
That's what that Indian chap said. Be on the post. What I don't care what colour it is, but what a wanker.
Yeah,
I know.
You meet some fucking nut job.
You do. You know what? I'm not kidding you. I cannot believe defending a show which you two appeared on.
Yeah.
When I wasn't even fucking on the show, has made my Friday a fucking nightmare.
Oh, I've laughed me way all through Friday, mate.
Yeah, but you didn't work you didn't work last night, did you? Who needed sleep? I know right. You do say knock your phone off, but I don't because of personal emergencies. But
who needs sleep when you've got Twitter?
I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I have never come across such an amount of stupid people in a short space of time in my entire life. And I say that for someone who it is claimed cannot spell Van Persie. Because the amount of times I've had to defend myself for not being the fucking writer of that article, it's fucking incredible. It's literally incredible.
The trouble is, mate, I don't know why you even get associated with these fucking twatters, as I call them. Right? They're not twitters, they're twatters, and they're keyboard warriors, mate. They're they're just idiots, aren't they? They live on their fun. They live on their thumbs and all this, mate. Don't they? I do laugh. Some of the insults I've had today. I'm old. You're old. You are. Well, yeah. 54 years old.
I know. This is another thing. You're older than me, dear. No worries. Yeah. You know what I mean? So is it okay then for people to be racist in 2000? To be ageist, in 2021?
Well, that's a bit of racism, isn't it? That's a bit of racism, being ageist.
Yeah, ageist.
Come back into the country. Is it okay now in the UK? Come back into the country, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago now? Is it okay now to be ageist?
No, it's not okay to be ageist. No, not like any.
Is that okay in society?
Brownie, I don't really give a flying fuck. Listen, I deal with idiots through my businesses every day of my life, mate. Right. So a few twatters from Arsenal, mate, bumping their gums on Twitter. They're not bumping their gums, are they? Punching their thumbs. They're punching their thumbs, tweeting away, mate. Fucking idiots, mate. It's a sad state of how society's going when people don't even study facts. They don't even look at what's really going on, mate.
But
you're frozen a minute.
Yeah, he's froze.
Bloody Merthyr Tydfil. That's racism. That's Welsh. You bloody Welsh. We can't say nothing about the Welsh tonight. We'll be branded as racists again.
Yeah. well, it'll be all about Twitter for the next 6 days. You racist people. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Oh, fucking laugh, mate, isn't it? Where's he gone? Most unprofessional show is back, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Nathan are going to take over as our unprofessional guest there.
And let me go to shit.
There you go. What are you doing, Browner?
Yeah, professional show is. Oh, sorry, guys. That's better. All strings, and I'm finding all strings. I tell you what. Whilst I jump into the wrong conclusion after that clip was clipped, whether
10 seconds, 10 seconds, and you can think out 10 seconds.
I can understand.
It wasn't 10 seconds. Nath, the clip wasn't 10 seconds. It was less than 2.
Yeah, no, I can understand. Listen, we've all been there. We've all been there, and we've seen a clip, and we jump to a conclusion. I can kind of understand that. What I can't understand is that the amount of people apologizing to Sam, because Sam was completely, in my eye, you guys, a debate is listening to people of all opinions.
Yeah, but the thing is, with a debate, mate, once you start slagging people off, you've lost your argument.
Yeah.
And all those twatters, right? All those twatters have lost their argument with the abuse that they've thrown at you, me, Nathan, Sam.
I wasn't even fucking involved.
That's
the maddest thing about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and the test earlier on, I think.
I've met some idiots in my life, mate, but he has to be the biggest idiot that I've ever met. He's full of shit. You can tell he's a bullshitter, right?
Oh,
he's got
absolutely.
Apparently his team of lawyers are ready to defend. I only said I'm going to sue you just to wind him up. It was that funny to wind him up, right?
Yeah. He's Indian Rupert Murdoch, and I tell you why, right? I'll tell you why that we have fallen out in recent weeks, right? And he did roughly go through it, but Nitesh being Nitesh, he kind of like diverted away from the real points, right? We were talking about some channel subscribers and some channel things, and listen, it may not be 100% valid, but I value the information in which the site Social Blade gives you, and it's quite important for YouTubers, guys. It's quite an important tool. Let's just say, right now, my issue with Nitesh is that he was gobbing off a joke in which I took slightly out of context. However, my response was basically, we all know what you're up to, Nitesh, because Nitesh's channel has got 1,300 subscribers. Yet he's lucky to have 20 views. No, he hasn't moved off 1.3 thousand subscribers for the best part of a year, right? And in that year, he's been moving home for 2 months, and it's not. I just made a point that everyone thinks that he's buying subs.
Of course he is.
Right?
Of course. Nobody's going to...
I made that point about 2 weeks ago.
Listen, if he had a massive following in India, right, he wouldn't be latching on to Arsenal. Right? That's one thing. Right? Second thing, if he had a massive following in India, he'd be doing cricket or something like that. Right? I go to India, as you know, quite a bit.
In all fairness, I need to pick you up on that. He does do cricket. But my point being...
My point being, right, it's so obvious that he's bought his subscriptions.
It is.
The bloke's a blagger. Right? I deal with Indians day in, day out in my businesses, mate, right? One, they are known for blag, shall we say, to put it politely, mate. Right? When I got a jodhpur, that'll be ready, Steve. You have that delivered in 3 weeks. That turns into 8 weeks, always 8 weeks. That's why most people won't deal with India, right? And that's just the way you trade with them. That's nothing racist. That's just a fact. Trading with Indians in India, you get told one thing is another, because you could call it bullshit, or you could call it bland, or whatever, right? But you could see, I can tell you now that Nitish, or whatever his name is it's just a bullshitter, mate. Right? He's bought his subs.
Yeah.
He's bought his subs. Hey, who's going to tune into that crap that he presents that I saw today? I've seen him twice. Once I went on for about 2 minutes when you were on there, only because you said you were on the show, and I dipped in to have a look. And then to watch that crap today, all he talked about was cock sucking. Well, I'm not homosexual. I'm heterosexual. Before anyone wants to call me, no, I've got gay mates. Before anyone starts saying I'm anti-gay, I've got loads of gay mates. Before anyone starts that bollocks, but all he talked about was sucking cock, mate. And who wants to watch that? Is that entertaining? Come on.
We're just weird.
It was actually.
And I tell you nothing, and I want to point this out, right? You know when I don't know, I suppose when you go for a job, or when you do other official kind of paperwork, and you have to fill in an ethnicity. Is that what you say? Try saying that with a list, but I tell you.
Well, you've been reminded.
In a form, right? You've got to fill in a form, and the options are white British, or black British, or Latino British, blah blah blah. Well, I do always pick Latino British, obviously, but the amount of people, maybe because of the British summer, the British last 3 weeks, maybe I have gone a little bit pale. Maybe I have in my compared to what I'm used to, in my profile pitch. But the fact of the matter is, I'm still Latino. Right, that is the fact of the matter. And the amount of people who basically just see race as a white and black thing in the last 24 hours has been disgraceful, really. It's kind of like very hypocritical for not recognizing my race and putting me under white British. I'm just.
Do you really give a fuck?
I feel let down in a way. I feel let down by some people. I'll be honest with you. I thought they were better. I thought they were better than what they've turned out to be. People think that it's easy with YouTube. You just sit in front of a camera, but it's not, because you put yourself out there. You put your name on a block. And the abuse comes afterwards. I can take abuse, Steve. Me and you. I know Nathan's much younger, but we've been abused for many reasons all throughout our lives, especially football forums. But I can take abuse when presented with a facts, not made up bullshit, right? And people are accusing me of writing, with the greatest respect, people are accusing me of writing that article. I'll be honest with you. I can't afford to fucking pay cut to be writing the article and working for
this is boring.
24/7.
I'm finding this boring. I'm having a 5-minute kip.
Oh, no, come on. Hey, no, but anyway, right. Nath, how are you? What happened with Newcastle? Come on.
A lot today. Yeah, I'm good. Talk Sport started it with Amanda Stabley going on the show, and she spoke about Newcastle, and she spoke about the transparency she wanted from the Premier League. Well, over 1,000 Newcastle fans have been in London today, protesting over the takeover. They've also took a letter to Premier League HQ about transparency and how they want the takeover to happen.
Yeah.
Simon Jordan first said to Amanda Stabley when Jim White asked Simon Jordan, "What do you want to ask Amanda Stabley?" He said, "You're more up your backside. You just want this for yourself. Not for any club, not for anybody, but you." She said,
geez.
"No, I don't. I am a Newcastle supporter. I love the club and I want this takeover done for the fans. Not for me. I'm not profiting on this. I just want the fans to have their club back." And then he says, "So who's involved in this takeover?" She says, "We're all committed to the takeover. With Saudis, PIF, and Reuben Brothers are all committed to this takeover." Simon Jordan says, "So why has the takeover not gone through?" And she said, "Because of the transparency of the Premier League. They didn't want this takeover going through because they don't want a top 7. They want to keep the top 6." She says because the top 6 don't say nothing. The top 6 just agree with the Premier League.
Yeah.
But if Newcastle United wouldn't agree with the Premier League, the rules need to change because apparently when you're involved in a takeover, the top 6 get a vote on whether it should go through or not. Now, how is that transparent? And how on earth do clubs get a choice whether a takeover goes through? Yes or no? Really?
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen.
It's kind of like Daya. I don't know. Daya, I don't know if you followed because you didn't know a lot about this until we started talking to young Nathan here. But it's very hypocritical. Seems to be the word of the night so far. And it's okay for Man City to come and have rich owners. It's okay for PSG to come and have rich owners.
It's all right for Manchester United, Chelsea,
Man United,
Liverpool,
Chelsea, and everything else. But then when let's be honest, a trophy-shy club like Newcastle starts, being pumped up. And the thought of a takeover, but like Super 6, let's call them, aren't willing to be a Super 7.
Yeah, and Amanda Stabley also.
They're not willing to.
I'm wondering as well. But if it was Usmanov who went to buy Everton directly, rather than I can't remember the Everton's own. The Everton owner actually bought it, and then Usmanov is basically the money behind it.
What? It? Bill Kenwright?
No. The guys will remind me now. But I think if it was Usmanov who went in and bought Everton directly, I think he would have even stopped him buying Everton as well.
Well, I don't. I think they would let him because I think they've got a vendetta against Newcastle United. Now, fans pay their hard-earned money, season ticket money, and you should see the season ticket renewal prices for Newcastle United this season. £500 for a season ticket. You're taking the mick.
Yeah.
And the tops are 65 quid. But then Wolves have got the same sponsor as well, and they're 50 quid. How does that work?
Well, that works. The shirt price is simply down to your club board, financer, all the rest of it, isn't it?
That's why we want him out. We've said we want that. Mike actually wants to leave. He doesn't want now to deal with the club. Either does Charnley, either does Bishop, either does anyone else.
No, but until they get a buyer, mate, they got a very large investment in the club, and they're going to want to continue to run it as a most profitable basis going. Yeah, until they get a buyer who's accepted by the others, by the sounds of things.
Yeah, and
I'm sure Mike Ashley's looked at it, but there must be some competition law to look at here. You know, if what everybody's saying is the case, it's not a accepted thing. It could be going down a rocky old road. You know.
Well, this is going to lead.
Is a big thing, mate, and it should apply in football like it does in all other businesses.
It should do,
and ring fencing stuff, you know. So
it is good.
If they get into that sort of sector, it could get very messy.
Well, Mike actually suing the Premier League. He's also suing
well, there you go. He's probably started it then. If Mike Ashley's suing the Premier League, he's already started it, mate.
I'd welcome Mike Ashley to Cardiff. I'll be honest with you.
Well, yeah,
I would. You know, at least it gives a bit of stability to a club.
He wants to go and manage
I'm watching
a lower league.
I'm watching his face as I'm saying it there.
You can have him. We'll drive him to Cardiff. We'll get him there right now. You can get us and yeah, I've also said this on the other show on my show. I said I'm setting a petition up, and I want you and Brownie to help me get this petition to 10,000, so I can get the government to listen. Because once I get the government to listen,
after today's antics, you give a petition to us, should be minus bloody 10,000.
No.
But you got to. That's just a small minority.
Then again, you may have more quality signatures because we are filtering. We are filtering who we bloody.
Hey, I tell you what, Nate. If you go and suck Nitish's cock, right? He'd buy you 9,000.
You probably would, you know. I know he's a load of shit, though, isn't he? But literally, all Newcastle fans want, and I've said I'm not going back to Newcastle until this takeover is resolved and complete.
Nathan, welcome to the
club. We've all done that over the years, Nathan. We've all done that.
Welcome to the club.
And I've already said, I'm not buying the club shirt this season. I'm going to go
bought a season ticket yet this season, Nathan?
No, I haven't. No. The only season ticket I've got.
Something though, with your protest, right? What happens if the takeover goes straight through and they sell all the season tickets and you've come off the list?
No, I'm still on the list.
But if you don't buy one, you're going to lose your place, aren't you?
I've already got that sorted. I've got a friend who can sort that for us. I've also bought.
So he's really bought one, but he's selling the tickets.
No. I've also bought.
Come on, you don't kid a kid. That's what you've done. You bought it and he's selling the tickets individually. Yeah.
No. I've also.
And I've selling them at a profit as well, Steve.
Yeah, of course. No, I've also gone and got a South Shields ticket. This is me local club, so I'm going to go and support them this season.
Oh, big up South Shields.
Yeah, go on, South Shields.
Hey, can you imagine me supporting a club like that when I got a lisp? Jesus.
Well, I've called Simon Jordan out on my show, and I've said if you come on and explain why he said that to Amanda Stabley, then feel free. But all Newcastle fans want is transparency, because if this takeover doesn't go through, there'll be a lot of lawsuits, and they'll just start flowing.
The thing you have got in your power is Mike Ashley ain't daft, right? And he'll have lawyers all over it if he can.
Well, yeah, he's got
fight his cause, and I think the Premiership will buckle with his league.
And we're not talking Indian lawyers, by the way.
No.
These aren't coming out the laundrette. These are proper
No, he's got someone on board called Nick DeMarco. Now, I don't know if you know him, Brown. He's a top sporting lawyer. So he's one of the best in the world for sport law.
Box says, Nathan has a few businesses in India. Do you know?
No, I don't have any businesses in India.
Richard says, thanks for early on, guys. Yeah, me and Daya were on. And you were in a chat as well, Tufty, weren't you?
Yeah, I've just had a message from Just Eat. 9:30. Yeah, they said it'd be 9:30 on time.
Oh, right, okay. So where's my payment?
We have to ask Richard.
You know, I tell you, Randy's one of them. Randy has defended all of us for over 24 hours now.
He has, yeah.
Very much. Cheddars is another one as well.
Thank you, Cheddars, and thank you, Randy.
But Cheddars is another one. People are obsessed with looking at worshiping people. They find someone chucking. Exactly.
That's that, Cheddars. That's nail on the head, mate. Because let's look at the facts, right? You can have all the waffle in the world, but you got to look at facts, just like you do when you go in a courtroom, right? Facts are: we had an hour and 30 show talking about how to eradicate racism out of football, and certainly off Twitter, right? Now, lots of very good points came up in that show. Okay. Let's go to Egal, whatever you call it, right? What did he do? Fact. Took just around 2 seconds of that show to put it on Twitter to draw attention to him. That's all he did, which generated him over 5,000 views. Yeah. In the attempt to pull those people onto EGTV where he's trying to make his money. That's all it was about, right? That man was not offended by anything said in that show. He done it for personal gain, and that is profiteering out of racism. And I stand by that, right? He's out to make money. That's why he runs a YouTube show. That's why he tweets the way he does on Twitter, right? He's a fraud. He doesn't even know who Graham Ricks is. Everybody, even Nathan, probably knows who Graham Ricks is. He's only 18. He thought Van Persie come from the Arsenal Academy. He's latched on to Arsenal because Arsenal TV is the one that generates all the money on social media. So everybody, he wants to copy that, clone it, nick a few quid out of that. And he can't be honest about that. Now, that's the facts there. More facts. He was quite politely asked if he had something to say on the subject to take an invitation to come on the show.
And by the way, I have asked tonight as well for this show.
Yeah, he's been asked many times, mate. We've put the link, as you know, on the Days Banter show. We'll have anybody on. We put the link in the comments box, and anybody can come on, as been shown before. Right? So those are the main facts. Then the other fact is then he goes for the sympathy vote. So he then plays the race card and gets others to play the race card. Yeah? You don't need to play the race card. Ego, right? Ego, isn't it? Ego. You don't need to play the race card. That's another fact that you did. Now, the rest of what came, hang on, Brownie, okay. the rest of what come afterwards, the snipes on Twitter, the comments, you're a racist, you're this, you're that. We were never racist on the show. Now, your Indian mate earlier called me a racist. I've never, ever been a racist in my life. Doesn't matter how old I am, right? First, it was because of my age, apparently. Then it was because I was associated to Brownie, right? He's calling Brownie a racist. And then I'm a racist because I was associated to him. How does that one work? Yeah. It's all utter shit, right? Yeah. Nothing to do with race whatsoever. The show was simply a very good show. This had a lot of views and a lot of comments and a lot of personal messages trying to eradicate, finally, racism out of football. And what we were saying on the show, and what I do believe, is you don't get racism at football very little, very much, but you do, it all comes from Twitter. And it's these type of people with their thumbs and fingers. I'm not saying these boys were like the ones who were having a pop on Sunday with one of that mob, but everybody's too loose. And what happens is, as well, this is fact, people do not look at the situation, study the actual facts and evidence before they tweet. Right? And we've seen that today. Apparently, Brownie's a journalist now, according to Nitesh in India.
I couldn't take a pay cut. I couldn't take a pay cut.
Right, we haven't had a super chat yet, so I wouldn't go boasting too much, right? But they're the facts. Those are the facts. Stick to the facts. If you went in front of a judge in the court today, he would say, Mr. Day, not guilty, right? Of any of those things that those twatters have said on Twitter, right? That is the fact. That is the fact. The fact is, Egal used it, a 2-second clip, for his own personal use.
And I'm going to chuck something else in it, because it's definitely shown up in the last 12 hours or 24 hours, whatever it was, is that people with, you know, small YouTube channels, and I see that with maybe YouTube channels 500 under, and they either collaborate with Egal, or they want to befriend him in as a way to improve their channel's numbers. It's those type of people, and it's many of them. You know, you're talking over. I've been in contact with over 30 of them today.
Yeah, wannabes,
That's all they're trying to do is latch on to Egal, falsely support him for their own selfish needs.
Yeah, of course they are.
And these are people who come across. I thought to myself, you know what? Up until 2 minutes ago, I had a lot of respect for you. I thought, you know, I liked you. The amount of people on YouTube who have their own channels who are willing to throw their grandmother under a bus in order to get a few more likes, a few more subscribers, a few more bloody retweets or whatever, I kind of find that a bit sickening.
But do you know what, Brownie? Do you know what, though? That's exactly the same for the people who put racist comments on Twitter. They're seeking attention.
Yeah. So we've gone in a full circle in a way. We've gone in a full circle. And before people say, "Oh, look at you at channels," you know, when you've done clout chasing, I hold my hands up. I've done clout chasing, but the difference is, I've done clout chasing when people have been completely out of order with what they've said on YouTube. Right? 3 people are completely innocent of the 4. People did accuse Nukes of his opinion, and they rightly or wrongly, you know, accused him of being, you know, let's just say a bit off center. You know, just to be friendly. But the 3 of you just sat there listening to his opinion, and the amount of guilty in association, which Egal actually stated in front of 80 of us in a space chat. Guilty by association, is that where society is going now? Which then pushes debates on key topics and
the thing is, Brownie, right? With this Arsenal mob, should we call them, right?
I call it YouTube mob, really.
Yeah, Arsenal YouTube mob.
Yeah,
then. That's probably the best way. They're not genuine Arsenal fans, a lot of them, right? They're now, and it's like a good mate of mine said to me today. Actually, he said, "Daya," he said, "they're playing the race card now because they can always get out of the debate on the race card. When they're losing an argument, they play the race card." right? And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Right? And they know you've got to tread so carefully today to whatever you say regarding that subject. And even my black friends tell me the same thing, who don't agree with playing a race card, right? They throw that knowing have to put you on and attempting to put you on the back foot to be able to speak. Anything they wrong, you say, right, it will be used for the race card. So, for instance, you could say, I don't know.
I listen. I don't know if I agree with that. I'd be honest with you, but
well, they do, mate.
It's your point of view. It's your point of view, and
that's my point of view, and a lot of other people's points of view in Britain.
No, that's
right?
fair enough.
Yeah,
it's fair enough.
You got these idiots saying what they say. It's quite funny, right? They think they're ruining your day, right?
Yeah.
I just want to show them something, actually. 2 phones, 3 phones, right? 1, 2. Where's the other one? 3. Right, 3 different mobile phones. And I'll just let you know, I'm not a Twitter user, right? So you can ping all you want, mate, on Twitter, thinking it's ruining my day. Ping, ping, ping with your bollocks. Right, the phone's not even turned on. All right.
I know. Well, and then we have Terry Teabag. Now, Nave, I don't know if you know. Yeah, I'm sure you know Terry Teabag.
Never heard of him.
Terry Teabag, or his real name is Terry Flewers.
Never heard of him, mate. Never seen him at a football match. Who's he support?
Oh yeah, this is a guy who I outed a few months ago because Steve, you know, but I know a lot of the Cockney Reds.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
right. And we all know the Cockney Reds, where they come from. They come from, mostly Essex, Romford.
Yeah.
That type of neck of the woods. I know as a West Ham fan, you probably don't get on with a lot of them.
None of them.
But this is a guy who claimed that back in the day, he used to run coaches every week to Old Trafford.
Right.
Now, I've always had my doubts about this, right? But I went with it. I ran with it. And he made me look like an absolute twat on his show going back when I first come onto YouTube, because that's how he, I was very, very bloody young, YouTube young, didn't have a clue what happened, made me look like a twat. Hold my hands up. But then I started finding out about this. He's so-called running coaches from the Cockney Reds area. Coaches who are looking at minibuses to bloody 52-seaters. All right, okay, no problem. I just picked up a phone, rang a few of my Cockney Red mates. Do you know this guy? And started sending photos. Send photos. I don't know who you're talking about. Send photos. Now, Steve, with the Cockney Reds, it's like many other small communities, really, right? You will know everybody. You know everybody, even if you've only been on a court or going to games.
It's like in Cardiff. If he was in Cardiff,
exactly.
Everybody would know the name Tony Jeffries.
Yeah, small communities of people will always know, especially if you run in coaches. And the amount of people who've come back to me and said, never fucking seen him before in my life. All right? It's honestly,
what was his benefit of saying that he run coaches then?
Sorry?
What was his benefit to say he run coaches?
Oh, because big Man United fan, isn't he? So he was running coaches from the Essex area every week.
Yeah, but what was his benefit for saying that on YouTube then?
Oh, because he pushes his support for Man United, basically, through his channel.
So that was a badge. He thought that was a pip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
When he never. Bullshit.
Yeah. No. Never done. And now he's been gobbing off today. First of all,
they all will, because they're all, at the end of the day, there's only one show that I know of that's not doing YouTube for money and he doesn't give a shit, right? And that's the Day's Banter Show. Why?
Yeah.
Because I've got my own businesses and I don't need YouTube, a few quid off YouTube. Not being big-headed, but I don't, right? Yeah? I've got enough operations going on not to have to worry about how many subs I get, how much money I make. Hey, if it nicks a few quid in a couple of years, whatever. I doubt I even do it that long. Yeah, I got into doing it because keyboard warriors were winding me up by hiding behind their keyboards on the thing like Tracker, Football Forum. There was an opportunity to say, "Come on, let's see you." Just like we're doing tonight, really.
Look, Randy said a great point here. People saying Saka again abuse is wrong. But these are the same people slandering Tufty and Daya, and I'd have to put Daya in there. So that's okay then. Do you know what I mean? Complete hypocrites.
They are.
Leslie, I hope you're well, my friend. Leslie says,
hello, Les. You all right, mate? Hope you're feeling better, Leslie. Yeah. Thanks, Leslie. I do believe I'm right. They do play the race card when it suits. Can a white man do that? Not in a million years, mate. But they didn't.
Leslie says Newcastle football a massive club, Nate, or is Sunderland a massive club?
No, Newcastle are a massive club.
Big club in the Championship, there, wasn't they?
Cheddars, and this is a great point. This is my point as well. We know Newcastle with that kind of financial muscle will be an absolute powerhouse.
Well, we will be, yeah. We've got the fans, we've got the stadium. Just need
Randy also says, you said McGregor would win. Oh. You also said it's coming home. Now the Saudis will buy Newcastle.
Right. The Saudis will buy Newcastle because I'll not go to a game until they do.
Cameron, hi Cameron, and I hope your dad is well as well. Please check out Cameron's impersonations. He does impersonations on his channel, and many of them are really funny. I'll be honest with you. He says, "Brownie, you got 1.1k comments on YouTube. Some of them shitty, most of them shitty, I'll be honest with you, but and don't pay attention to the haters. They're watching, so it means you're doing something right. And you know what? That's absolutely
it comes up in one, doesn't it?
And Cameron said, "This is more entertaining than watching Cardiff City Football Club."
That's not hard.
Yeah.
Oh, so Daya, what's happening with West Ham?
Pre-season, playing pre-season, just waiting for some signings hopefully to come in. I don't really take much notice this time of year, mate. To be honest, I'm more footballed out, really. To be honest, after the Euros, nice to have a couple of weeks break away from football and recharge batteries, really. And then see, I don't get excited by signings until they sign. I don't see any excitement in listening to rumours and gossip. I've been mullered today by my mates in Yeovil after your tip that Gavin. Who we say that Gavin Williams is becoming the manager. Whether that's true or not, Brownie, we'll have to wait and see, mate. But you seem to say it is. So.
Another thing as well.
You're skipping the subject,
and I'm not going to listen. After today, I was going to announce it on today, but I'm not going to announce it on today. But I'm just going to leave it with a little bit of a dangling of a carrot. And they don't say a bloody word because last thing I want is issues. But let's just say, let's just say, like on Wednesday, when I talk to both Kufal and Suchek, I'll try and convince them to come to Cardiff. Yeah,
it ain't gonna happen, is it, mate? Well, I'll be with you as your guest, anyway. You invited me.
No. You kind of invited yourself, but I haven't accepted. I don't know where this invite is coming from.
Well, I've got text messages with it on.
Well, when Kufal and whoever you're meeting, Kufal and Suchek, tell them the same for Newcastle. Tell them there's a big, massive tiger on the horizon, and just come to Newcastle, and we'll treat them well.
Yeah, last thing I want is for people to know my bloody whereabouts on Wednesday. I'll be honest with you. Jesus Christ.
Find out where Brownie is, I'll tell you straight away.
Hey, you could have a load of Arsenal keyboard warriors turning up with the Czech embassy gun.
Yeah.
Down, Browner.
That would be quite funny, wouldn't it?
No Arsenal keyboard warriors. They won't even accept an invitation of a meet-up or come on the show. So I invited that ego to come and meet me. I'll get on the train up to London and meet him. But
Hola, Fernando. ¿Qué tal?
Hola.
Fernando, what's up, Brownie? Nathan and Daya, see the keyboard warriors are taking your clips and your video and twisting it means something else.
Exactly, Fernando. Even recognised in Spain. Look. That's the thing, you see. That's the thing. That's the main thing that everybody's always got to remember. And it's like, so when we get a customer complaint in the business, that one customer complaint can ruin your day if you let it. Right? But we have 1,000 customers a day. Yeah. And the 999 of them are totally satisfied.
Hang on, I get charged. Go on.
But the one has to be outspoken. Do you know what I mean? And that's where you go. We're talking a minuscule amount of Arsenal plastic twatter fans, right? A tiny, tiny little fraction. That's all we're talking about. So we gotta just remember that, and goes over your head.
It does, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right, Fernando. People will twist things for their own agenda. It's always gone on in life, and it always will do, And this chap obviously had his 5 minutes of fame by running a 2-second clip of a 1 hour 30 show. Impressed his mates, basically. But what he doesn't realise is the amount of thousands of people who think he's a fucking idiot. And there we are.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Just had to put my my phone on charge. So what else you want to talk about? Right, Cardiff. Yeah, I know Ryan. Leslie mentioned about Ryan Giles. You know what? I think it's a good little signing. I know he's on loan, but I do like players who. I do like photo players who are coming up. I know he's playing for Wolves. He's never actually had a professional game for Wolves, actually. But Wolves have been loaning him out every season. And the last loan was with Rotherham, so obviously in the Championship. Loan before then was Coventry when he were in League One. So the standard of his loans have been improving every year, really. And I'm quite excited to see how this guy gets off.
Who's this? I've only heard it. I thought I heard it during the day. You got a new director at Cardiff?
Oh yeah.
What's that about then? Who is it? Where's he from? What's it about?
Well, it's not. No, I'm not going to lay into him yet. He hasn't picked up a pen and paper yet.
I'm not going to lay into him.
Who is he then? Where's he from? What's his role?
What I will say, I am a bit dubious, but that could just be me being cynical. Who is he? Yamil. I can't remember his surname. But basically, he's.
Was he Malaysian?
He's been in charge of many of Vincent Tan's different businesses, but.
Right, okay. So you've been moved from one company to another, basically.
Yeah, that's what it is. So
what's his role? Have they said what his role is?
Yeah, you know, I've never been a supporter of a Vincent Tan.
But
No.
yeah, but is it what's his role?
No.
You there, Nath? He's freezing up again, isn't he? He
I
always blames us.
I don't even know. I don't even think he knows himself.
But so he hasn't got a role. He's just there at the football club. So, well, I can tell you a lot of people like that who were at Newcastle Football Club.
Yeah, a bit better, mate. You're gone again. So is he to replace Ken Chu then, or somebody, or?
He's there to sit in the background, him, man. Just typing his computer, thinking.
Is that better? Yeah.
Good job at this.
Is that better?
Not really, mate. No, not at all.
It comes. No. It just comes across as another mouth in which the football club needs to feed.
But why is he there then?
I haven't got a clue, mate. I haven't got a clue. But welcome to the fucking madhouse, Jahil. Anyway.
Well, Newcastle have got a new director. What was it? A new academy director now. God knows what we're going to do with an academy director.
For Newcastle club to feed then. Right.
Well, no. Well, it's Steve Harper actually. He's moving rules, so God knows.
Oh well. Have West Ham got any new directors coming on board, Steve?
No.
Not on yet, but they'll have some very, very soon. I think all we're trying to do is get directors instead of proper signings.
Yeah.
This show is very unprofessional tonight. I've got to say, this is very unprofessional. The host of the show can't even get a stream out.
But you know what?
He's over-talking us because he's all over this.
Nathan, where can people find you?
Yes, they can find me on Nathan's Watch-Alongs. Nathan's Watch-Alongs. I'll probably be live after this.
And Daya, where can people find you?
Depends who's looking. You find me on the Days Banter show. The Days Banter. No, we don't discuss football.
What I will do, guys, I'll put both links. I think you're already there, but I'll put both links into the description as well.
Peach is in. Peach is in.
Yeah, I've just seen Peach now.
Yes, Peach.
Big up there. Here, our next professional is Ray Charles. Thanks, Peach, anyway, for coming in and supporting the channel. Right, guys, I have to go because I do have to do some work. You know, not the type of work many think I'm doing.
He's doing it with the journalism.
You know, for fuck's sake, I don't know what hurt me more, right? The fucking abuse or the thought that so many people don't realise I can spell fucking Van Persie.
The best bit though of the day, mate, I just loved the Indian. It was the funniest. It was like a comedy show. Like it was hilarious. He's sweating away there in Mumbai as he's ranting. Right? You could smell the BO through the screen. You know what I mean? And then he started waffling on about the jungle. You told him to go to the jungle or something?
Well, let me. I want to. This is a. I thanks you for bringing this up, right?
You told him to go to the jungle.
Right, 2 or 3 months ago, when he disappeared off YouTube, and you know we were in the friends group, so we kept in touch, and we said, Natesh, where are you? and he blatantly told us, okay, I may have tweaked a couple of words, but you're talking, the conversation was 2-3 months old, right? Basically, you were saying, "Oh, I'm relocating with my parents into a more remote area of India," right? Right, that's basically what he said. What I said in a private conversation, which is now public today, you know, he said, but I said Now, bear in mind, we all know that India is a mountainous region. In the remote areas, it's a mountainous region, jungle, so forestry, right? And I said, oh, hang on. Going on from our subscriber, how can you hit your watch hours when you were 2 months out of YouTube because you were moving with your parents into what I said, the jungle, a more remote area?
That's a saying to say you're moving remote, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not racist, is it?
I know. No.
That's like saying to him, which I haven't said, but said to him, "I'll do you a favour. Go jump on an elephant." Right? Because you have elephants in India. That's not racist, is it?
Same as saying to a Welsh person, look, go move to the valleys.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. We haven't got a jungle in Wales, have you?
No, but you know what I mean?
Well, Swansea's a bit
weird, and then he just went off on one. But
yeah, that's what I mean. They use every term that they can to make it racist, right? When they play the race card, you telling him he's moved out to the jungle doesn't mean you're calling him whatever. Right?
Yeah,
it means you're going to the outback. You're moving to the outback. You're moving to the.
And how hypocritical is this, right? He was having to go at me about my previous clout chasing when, at the time all this is kicking off, he put my name into his title of his video for what? For clout chasing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why he clout chases, really, because he buys the subs anyway, doesn't he?
Well, exactly. Anyway.
Right. But it is a funny story before I go. My mate from BT rang me up. Right, he rang me up and he saw what was going on through the day. He said, "You ain't going to believe this day." I said, "What's that?" He said, "And I'm not joking." He said, "We've had complaints at BT now. Right, if you press on certain phones to block the calls from the likes of India, you know, trying to scam your laptop and all the rest of it, right?" He said, "You got a new service. You press 1572." He said, "And the message says, do you want this number to be added to your blacklist?" Right? And they've been bombed. BT have been bombed with complaints about it for using the word black.
What?
Seriously? Blacklist is now in certain quarters deemed to be racist.
So what are you supposed to call it? Fucking blue list.
Well, that's what they're trying. That's what they're meeting about at the moment. The banned list, I suppose they're going to have to use, aren't they?
Fucking hell.
Right. On that note, we're going to make a move. On that note, we're going to make a move because I do have to get ready for work. All right.
See you later, lads.
See you,
mate.
See you later.